Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with the season finale of Porsha's Family Matters Season 1. Ooh, child, we have come to the end of the road. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, we see Porsha, right? And she was like, y'all see this guy right here? Why I thought this was Dennis. I mean, he dressed just like him. I mean, the windbreaker, the glasses. I was like, let me go to my makeup room. Girl, goodbye. Girl, please. Girl, when you love somebody, everybody look like that ex. Girl, please. So then Porsha and her short hair, they standing in the doorway, right? And she's like, so you want to come in? He's like, huh? She said, you think you're going to turn to dust if you come through the door? He said, I don't know. I don't blame him. I would never enter her home again. Never. Not never. You wanted a threshold relationship? You got one. So Dennis was like, no, ma'am. Baby, Dennis was looking like, no, ma'am. You put your hands on me. Then his confessional, he was like, you know, Porsha don't apologize. I mean, she going to step on your toes and be like, dang, I stepped on your toes. But she's not going to apologize. Well, child, we know that. We see that the producer cultivated that fake candy apology she gave season 10. She trips me out acting like nothing happened. Girl, we saw it. You owe the man an apology. You tried to have him locked up in Mexico. So he's like, nah, I gotta go. I got a 5 o'clock. Skirt. Honey, I thought he was gonna burn rubber and get up on 2 wheels for a minute. I said, Dennis, take your time, baby. Take your time. Moving forward. So Porsha's like, you know, I just really never wanted a threshold relationship. I mean, but here we are. Baby, Dennis got the hell out of Dodge. Do y'all hear me? And I felt so bad. This is the part I did feel bad at, y'all. I felt so bad when baby Pilar was standing at the window and she was like, Daddy. I was like, oh, dang, man. Like, they both messed up. Both of them. Him for cheating and Porsha for being Porsha. They messed it up. Moving forward. In the next scene, Aunt Liz and her pretty gray tresses gets a visit from Lauren. So they're making some signs and the grand opening of the Hosea Feed the Homeless building is happening. And she's speaking to Lauren about how proud she is of her and how she did the best that she could do, given that she only had a week with these crazy folks. And she said, you know, you were only there with them for a week and you changed their lives. Well, they definitely changed ours and our perception of Porsha. So then she talked about the example that Mama Gina gave and how she was really starting to open up. So Lauren was like, yeah, you know, and Dennis too. So Aunt Liz said, yeah, I'm going to try to meet up with Dennis so I can just give him a good old pep talk, you know, as far as co-parenting goes, a good old being a good black father talk. You know, they need that. So she said, you know, I'm just going to let him know that I believe in him. She said, I don't hold Dennis in any disregard. What I saw was Aunt Liz letting us know ever so slightly that she is Team Dennis. Okay, now I do not want Porsha and Dennis to get back together. Too much has happened. But Aunt Liz is letting it be known that she's Team Dennis. And she should be after the way Simon showed his slip. But we're going to get into that as we get into it. So Lauren said, well, can you call my baby daddy too? She said, I think you're the baby daddy whisperer. Child, this is a fool. Moving forward. In the next scene, we get some home footage of Pilar because we're not allowed into the hospitals, of her getting her tonsils and her adenoids removed. And Portia's like, you know, we had a knockout drag out fight and not even a week later, we're in this 10 by 10 room. Ugh, it's like my worst nightmare. Well, you should have thought about that before you blacked out, allegedly. So she's like, you know, I'm just doing it for Pilar so that she knows that her dad was there. Okay, girl. So while they're in the hospital, Aunt Liz calls Dennis. So she's like, there's that beautiful smile, because they're on the FaceTime, right? So she starts talking to Dennis, and he's still at the hospital with Pilar. And she said, you know, I've been thinking about you a lot, and you are a good black father. Dennis is really stepping up for Pilar. I got to give it to him. Despite the melee, despite the cheatation, he is there for his daughter, okay, since day one. She said, no, I really mean that. So then she tells him that she wants him to have breakfast with her. And he's like, you know, she said, I just want to let you know I don't blame you for anything. Me personally, I saw you trying to leave a situation that you were not able to leave. And I concur, Aunt Liz. Now, if she's saying it and she was present, then we know what really went down. I mean, let's just be real. So he tells her, he's like, you know, I really appreciate that invite, and I'm going to take you up on that. When I was watching the two of them talk, it's kind of sad to me that Porsha and Dennis are here But I guess that's what happens when you smoke hookah and then take them home with your child. It's crazy because it went from Lil Mo singing at the engagement to this. Moving forward. Liz tells us in the confessional, she said, you know what? It's very important that I speak faith and life into him because then he'll want to be the things that I'm speaking. Who knew Aunt Liz would be the breakout star? In the next scene, Porsha goes to meet with Londie. And let me tell y'all something. This scene pissed me off. I don't like for people to be hurt, even in the slightest. Child, I was offended. But y'all, let's get into it. So Porsha goes to meet Londie. It was given very much co-worker. So when she came in, Londie said, you know, I'm extremely nervous about the meeting, but I want to know why Dennis said that she had me fired. So Londie was like, well, you know what? I want to start with an apology to you. And I have something for you. Child, are we back on this Versace robe? Oh, child, I'm so sick of this robe, honey. I'm so sick of it. So Porsha's like, y'all so crazy. I don't want it. Get that man his robe. Simon said no. Oh, okay. Well, you did it before because it didn't say Simon says, but now Simon says no. Girl, you ain't say I don't want it. You said Simon says I can't have it. So then Londie said, you know, I had every plan on returning it to you and giving it back to you, but then, you know, everyone else got involved. And she's like, who is everyone else? She's like, we all know who everyone else is. Porsha said, who? She said, Storm. Londie does not see it for Storm. She said, what I saw is you not even taking my side. Here go Porsha. It's because I was just sitting the closest to Storm. She was sitting the closest to me. I swear, that's really what it was. Porsha just be saying anything. Like, she be saying anything. She really tries to play on people's intelligence. That's the most off-putting thing, is that you really think I am as dumb as you are. Girl, and therefore, and thus and such, you really need to be cussed out. Child, please. Moving forward. She said, you know, it just makes no sense what Porsha is saying. Like, sometimes she likes to play stupid because that's what that answer was. It was stupid. I know that's right. She said, you know, I'm about as close with her as I am with you, though. So what are you talking about? Well, that's true. Because Dennis did say that Storm showed up one time a year and Porsha was acting like they would hang out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then she put Storm up to do all that talking and making all those allegations. And we haven't heard hide nor hair from Storm. So, I mean, in that regard, she might be telling the truth. So then Londie said, you don't think we could be closer? She's like, what? And so she said, you know what? At the infamous tequila tasting, Dennis said that you told him to fire me. Here go Porsha. We're going to revert back to season 9 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Who said that? She was like, what? I don't remember that. She said, really? Okay, so that response tells me all that I need to know because if you didn't say it, okay, you would have said, I did not say that. And you would have said it definitively. Talking about, what? I don't remember that. You don't remember it. If you didn't say it, there's nothing to remember. So therefore, and thus and such, it lets me know that you did say it. And now you're trying to act crazy. Girl, she was like, I like that he friends with y'all, but I ain't know I was going to be shooting myself in the foot. So then Porsha proceeds to gaslight Londie. And she's like, you know, so if someone comes to me and tell me something about you as my cousin, I'm going to look at them sideways. She said, so when he said that, were you accepting of the information? Huh? Like, how did this turn into being her fault? She's clearly said it, and we all can tell that she said it. She was like, well, clearly you believed it. So then Londie was like, well, he also said he wanted to know why you treat me so bad. She's like, how? She said, you know, like, I'm not in the inner circle. This is the bottom line, and this is what I think. This is my opinion. It might be wrong. Honey, y'all can call me out, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. I think that Porsha does this to Londie because she doesn't feel like she's as cute as Mama Diane's side of the family. She don't wear them tight dresses. She ain't the same size as them. She ain't giving BBL realness. She's not giving the zhuzh that she thinks that they give. So I feel like they try to treat her like a redheaded stepchild. That's what I actually feel. She probably has always felt left out. She was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. She said, okay, well, let me add some context to it. When he said that you treat me badly, you know, Lauren and Dom kind of looked like, well, she really does. So then Londie tells us in the confessional, she was like, you know, when Porsha fired me, she just never told me. Dom just showed up. And then she was like, oh, okay. And yeah, I had let you go. And she didn't even know. So then Porsha said in her confessional, she said Londie was packing her up and she didn't put her baby oil in a bag and it messed up and spilled everywhere and messed up her Chanel bag. So she had to let her go. You can replace that Chanel bag. Dennis was bringing them home like it was some takeout. you would have been fine. It could have been replaced. She was worth more than just replacing her with Dom. What you should have done is tell her that. Like treating her like she's disposable, that's not the way to go. And why you packing baby oil anyway? Girl, moving forward. So then Porsha was like, well, you were nowhere to be found when I was in an abusive relationship. Porsha, please stop saying that. Your marriage 8 years ago was an arrangement with Cordell that expired because he had started to lose control of you. He was controlling you. I do not remember one time, the press or otherwise, hearing anything about you being abused. I don't remember hearing that. Now, I may be wrong, but I don't remember you being in an abusive relationship. And then they did that flashback and I was like, what? Because he put you outside because you weren't coming home, which now I think is true. So Londie was like, I was in college. She said, that's what I'm saying, baby. Like, you didn't want to spend no time with me no more than I wanted to spend time with you. Porsha, what are you talking about? If you're going to say to her, you were in college, but you weren't there for me when I was in my abusive relationship. Okay, if she had been here in the ATL, you just said, I didn't want to spend no time with you anyway, just like you didn't want to spend no time with me. But now it's because she was in college? So then Porsha jumps up, right? So we hear her in the back and her mic is hot and she talking to producers. I'm sick of this. I'm done with it. I am done with this. Like, who was that for me, yo? I'm sick of this. So the producers are like, that's family. Just calm down. Just calm down. So the producers talk her down, right? And she realizes that the cameras are rolling. So she comes back out. And this is when I got pissed. Baby, I was 38 hot. Do y'all hear me? So Londie starts crying. And she's like, I didn't mean to make you angry. This is ridiculous. Nobody should have to walk on eggshells around you. I can only imagine the way that they're treated when these cameras are down. Like, is that what you think makes sense? Oh, hell no. Baby, you did nothing wrong, Londie. Absolutely nothing but express your feelings to her and ask her, why did she get you fired? Because Dennis let you know that she did, in fact, get you fired. And instead of her being a big girl and actually taking some accountability, she deflected, went in the back, had a temper tantrum. Honey, I don't know what they gonna do when Pilar start acting up. Both of them gonna be falling on the floor, kicking their heels up. You're supposed to be the adult. So then Porsha, after her Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde moment, she's like, no, you didn't make me angry. It's okay, baby. It's okay. One, you made me angry. It's sad because Londie wants her approval so bad. I can tell Londie was the cousin that was left behind. She mentioned Storm not speaking, and now this. Baby, they can all go right to Hades in gasoline draws. Do y'all hear me? Y'all can go to HE double hockey sticks. Porsha is like, you're my cousin, girl. I love you. Girl, you don't have to be behind. Girl, shut up. Just shut up. It's fake. It's fake and phonier than a $4 bill. Girl, please. Moving forward. In the next scene, Aunt Liz goes to have breakfast with Dennis at Gaucher's breakfast bar. Look at Gaucher doing it for herself. You remember when she used to be on the Kim Kimball show when they used to be doing hair and Gaucher was one of the stylists? And she was also on that season when Demetria had that music video, but she didn't really have no music. And she was with Roger Bob, and Gaucher was like, I dated him as well. When Candy had that Candy Coated Nights party. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Comment down below if y'all know who I'm talking about. So they go to have breakfast and they're talking for a little bit about Pilar's surgery. And so then she asks how it felt being with Porsha. Like he was in a jail cell, especially since he probably had to fight. They was in a 10 by 10 room, honey. Felt like he was a prisoner. Felt like he was locked up. Won't let him out. Where's that doctor? Child, you ready to get up out of there. On the other side, Porsha's calling her mother, ready to tell more lies. She's like, the second day after we were there or whatever, we was in our phones, on our laptops, trying to ignore each other. So then he asked about some Uber Eats. Here go, Miss Diane. Food, I always bring a woman and a man together. Ugh. So anywho, she was like, yeah, so we got Uber Eats. And, so we were breaking bread. Then he apologized for Mexico. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Girl, you really need help. She's like, I don't think he's regretful of anything that he has done. Why would he have regrets? The only thing he probably is regretting was going. Why would he have regrets? So then the producer said, well, did you apologize? She said no. And proud too. Well, child, we really couldn't expect anything more. Moving forward. As I was watching this episode, my face was furrowed up from the time she made Londie cry. I was done. Like, it really could have ended right there. I'm just irate at the fact that this grown woman makes these people feel this way. It's just crazy. So back over with Aunt Liz and Dennis. Dennis is like, well, when it's just me and her, we're good. And Aunt Liz was like, yeah, together, alone. Aunt Liz, we don't want them together. Okay, we want Dennis to go on off on his side, and we want Porsha to go on off in the sunset with that man she got. Okay, we'll let her keep him. So Dennis is telling Aunt Liz, what happened and how they had a much needed conversation, but it's not over because they need to talk some more. So Aunt Liz tells Dennis that he's showing what a wonderful black father is. And, Dennis just smiling and whatnot. And he said, I'm just more concerned about the relationship with Porsha and Mama Gina. So Dennis said, my mom hasn't spoken to Porsha. She's sad and, just kind of taken aback by what happened on the trip, as she should be. So then the food comes out. It's looking scrumptious. Eggs was a little stiff, but it still looked good. So now he's speaking highly of her, right? He's saying, I want things to go well. Porsha gonna always be my family. You know how Dennis get together. You know how Dennis do. And Dennis gonna eat if he don't do nothing else. When he go to these meetings, you know how when you watch these shows and they order food, but they don't never really get into it as they get into it because they be talking about something else. Nuh-uh. Dennis gonna eat. Even when he sit down with his mama at the hot dog factory, he gonna get a Chicago dog with some chili cheese fries if he don't do nothing else. That's just a side note. So he's speaking highly of her. Meanwhile, she over there with Miss Diane talking about, yep. And guess what? It was already going to be peaceful. But it's going to be real peaceful at the event Saturday because Dennis going to be out of town. So here go Miss Diane. Oh, yeah, it's going to be peaceful then. What are you talking about? You the one that bring the ruckus. Not him, you little street fighter. I'm going to start calling you Chun Li. Moving forward. Back over with Aunt Liz and Dennis. Aunt Liz is inviting Dennis to the event, but he tells her that he can't make it because he's going to be out of town, right? She's like, oh, man, I really wanted to invite you to meet the real Hosea Williams family. She said, because there are two sides, two different personalities, and two ways of facing reality. Child, one side believes in reality TV. They believe they live in reality TV. Child, they probably think the house is a set. She said Hosea has 7 other children, and over there is the Diane side of the family. Yikes. Okay, I add the yikes. I added it, but her face said it as well, honey, so I wasn't too far-fetched. So she's like, well, that's rude of me, huh? Maybe I should stop saying that. What you think? You think I should stop saying that? Oh, Leah's so cute. But honey, keep it. Okay, it's the real, and we like the real. Moving forward. In the next scene, there's this pointless scene of Porsha bringing over a chef to help her make Nigerian meat pie. Girl, just get on Pinterest or YouTube and do a video, girl, and watch the video and make what the people say make. Girl, anywho, so they cook this pie, and then Simon shows up in his skinny jeans, and she always in there trying to cook something. Girl, goodbye. Like he knows that you can't cook nothing, not nothing. The way you drop that banana down in that frying pan to make them plantains, no thank you. So they sit down to eat this takeout, right? And Simon shows his signature, so the divorce is final. So Portia's like, oh my God, so it's final. Okay, so he filed in February, and his attorney said never in his career has a settlement taken this long. Has he worked through a panini before? Girl, hush, because we really don't care at this point. Moving forward. So then they start talking about their new home, and she's like, I'm so excited. It just feels so right. So now I can start planning the wedding. He said, if I had to do it over again. She's like, would you do it? Would you do it? He said, I would do it the same motherfucking way. Ugh, no comment. Moving forward. It's the day of the Hosea Foods Bank opening, and Aunt Liz is telling us that the red shirt and the overalls are their uniforms because Hosea never wanted to feel like he was so big that he couldn't be humble. And I thought that was so cute. I'm like, oh, okay, I want to wear that now. So then she gets a video message from Porsha, and she's telling her that she can't attend because PJ isn't drinking. Her diapers are dry, and she's severely dehydrated. She's weak. And I was like, oh, no, honey. I really do hope that the sweet baby gets better because it's scary when the babies aren't functioning at 100%. They have all this energy and they're bouncing off the walls, and the next thing you know, you can't get them to eat and drink. Ages 1 through 5, baby, I stayed in the hospital. So Simon shows up in these little bit-toe clothes. Ugh. Looking like Gru from Despicable Me, honey. And if you haven't seen it, then get on the Googler with them little tiny legs. He shows up. And I guess the show must go on or whatever. So all the family is there, even Portia's brother, and they cut the ribbon. And now it's time to go inside. So Aunt Liz gives us a history lesson and a tour. Aunt Liz is so positive and respectable. It's almost strange that they're even related. Like, I actually was excited for this scene because I love learning about these things. I wish that they would have shown more of this. Yeah, I like the drama. Don't get me wrong, okay? You know, we like to get into it as we get into it with the foolishness. But I really do think that it would have been better served showing more of this and less of that. In the next scene, Aunt Liz is talking to Simon, right? And she's like, you know, I talked to Porsha. She came by. I talked to her about the co-parenting and everything. And I just want to thank you for being there for her and allowing Dennis to be who he is. Here he go. Yeah, it was a lot. And you're a lot, okay? And your clothes are too little, okay? They need to be more. You need a lot of clothes, and don't worry about what's going on over here. So then he was like, yeah, you know, I'm just doing it for Pilar. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. Stop trying to put this man down. That's the second time I've heard you say that. In the beginning of this series, you said that you wouldn't sit down with Dennis because you would have nothing in common with him. Well, y'all got his woman in common. That's one thing. Okay? And y'all are both businessmen. There's another. Shut up. Ugh. I hate when people try to put another person down as if you're better than him. We've seen you do nothing. Honey, at least we see Dennis moving and shaking. He at the hot dog factory. He bringing the cognac and whatnot. He doing all kinds of things. What exactly are you doing besides playing on that laptop? We don't know what's behind the scenes. Boy, goodbye. Moving forward. So he's like, but then, you know, I was looking at the tree that she came from. And she comes from a solid tree. She's Hosea Williams' granddaughter. She said, mm-hmm. He said, and you guys need to show some respect and treat his granddaughter better. And I said, what now? Really? You little Goomba. You better watch how you handle Aunt Liz, honey. You speaking your speech a little bit too negatively for me. Okay? You speaking to Hosea's daughter. So how does that make sense? That she needs to treat his granddaughter better than she's being treated. Boy, if you don't put some respect on this lady's name, you imbecile. She said, gentlemen, this is in her confessional. She said, gentlemen, you the one that need to be worried about treating her better. That's your job. We treat her well in this family. She wanted to say fool, but she's too refined. So I say it for you, Aunt Liz. You fool. You the one that need to be treating her better. Don't worry about it, Aunt Liz. I got your back. But baby, after he said that to her, she looked at him kind of blank a little bit, right? So she just smiled and said, okay, Simon, thank you. God bless you. I love you. Simon, pipe down. You know Porsha for all of 5 minutes. Focus on this shim-sham of a relationship. Got that divorce finalized, now you showing out. Boy, please. Moving forward. In the next scene, we see a scene with PJ eating her chicken, right? So her appetite is back, and that's a good thing. And then they show us this text, and it said that PJ has gotten her appetite back, and she asked for lemon pepper wings like her grandmother Diane. Try, please. Miss Diane asked for them lemon pepper wings, probably brought that seasoning with her, probably carried around everywhere she go in her purse, and gave that baby a bite. Child, these people crazy. But I'm glad to see she's feeling better. Child, not the baby asked for lemon pepper wings. Ooh, honey. Moving forward. In the final scene, Porsha and Dennis go to meet up. Child, it's the co-parenting smackdown rematch in progress. So they go to meet up, right? Because it's been 4 months and, you know, they have not come to a co-parenting agreement. So Dennis gets there first. So then Porsha arrives. So he's like, let me pull out your chair for you. I'm like, yeah, pull it out, honey. Because last time y'all went to a fogo to child checked she was going to lose her mind because you didn't pull her seat out. So he gets up and he pulls her seat out, right? So then he goes, that fur looks familiar. I ain't buy that, did I? She's like, no, you didn't. It's from my press tour. Thank you, Simon. Girl. So it's awkward, right? They just sitting there looking crazy. So he was like, so how the engagement going? She said, what does that even mean? Like, what do you mean? How is my engagement going? He said, well, you know, I haven't heard nothing about the house or whatever. So, you know, about y'all moving. She was like, actually, we just closed and we're moving next week. He's like, oh, okay. Well, did you get your prenup together before you did that? She said, no, I didn't. Mind your business, Mama Gina. So he said, where you moving? She said, into the city. He said, wow, that's nice. Not even pregnant and engaged, Dennis could not get Porsha to move to the city. But Simon can. Sure, she's so blinded by the money. If it ain't about the money. Porsha want to make sure she stick it to Dennis. Because I know that had to hurt him. The way he looked at her when she said into the city, he said, oh, wow. So he's asking what area, right? So she's being petty, acting all evasive. Just answer it, girl. His daughter will be living there. Just answer the question. So she's like, yep, it's going to be good for all of us. Because, you know, PJ's school will be in the city. He said her school. We haven't chosen her school. She's like, yeah, but I've been scouting or whatever. He said, you. Shouldn't it be we? He's like, is it a secret where you moving? She's like, you'll see it when you pick her up. He said, I'm not interested in seeing it. And so as he's talking, she's sitting there with this little smirk on her face, right? She's like, well, I know that you texted Simon because you said we should get together and we should talk. So, I mean, what's up? He said, yeah, it's necessary. I'm happy for you getting married and moving on with your life or whatever, but that's still 50% my kid. She's like, ooh, that sounds aggressive. In what way? In what way was that aggressive? He said, I'm happy that you're getting married, but I also want you to remember that it's 50% my child. Girl, you really want this man to be a monster. Listen, you don't want those types of problems. You really don't. Trust me. It's coming from a person who has those types of problems. I would love to have a Dennis. I mean, not for him to cheat on me and whatnot while I'm pregnant, honey. I had that part too. But I would like to have an involved father for my child. You just sitting up here creating problems where there are none. Girl, I can't stand people like that. I can't stand women like that make it hard for you to be involved with your kid. That's insanity. She said, I know it's half your kid. He said, well, you don't act like it sometimes. So she's like, well, we need to get a handle on the co-parenting situation. He said, what does that mean? It means my way or no way at all. That's what it means, Dennis. Keep up. Are you new? So this girl said, well, after Mexico, I just realized that it wasn't going to be blended the way that I wanted it blended. So I just said, you know what? I'm just thinking, leave it from the romantic thing and, to like making you a brother. What in the incestuous hell is going on right now? Not make him a brother. See, Porsha the kind of woman that be like, that's my play brother the whole time they've been sleeping together. That's exactly why I don't play that play brother, play sister stuff. As soon as a man tells me, yeah, she like my sister, immediately we're done. Nothing else to discuss after that, honey. 100% red flag. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. You cannot turn your ex-fiance / father of your child into your brother. He said, brother. Child, she just trying to say something to get under your skin, child. She just really ain't over it yet. And she gonna just stick it to you every chance she gets. She know dang on well you will never be like her brother. Her brother was at the Hosea opening with them overalls and that red shirt on. Now let's continue. Moving forward. She said, well, I wanted you and your mom to be family still. He was like, leave her out of it. Leave her out of it. We talking about me and you. She's like, don't rile your voice up at me. Porsha, stop it. Just stop. He's like, we're still family. She's like, no, we're not family. You're Pilar's family. Okay. I've learned to just have me and my new family, which will be me, Simon, and Pilar over here, and let Pilar have her family over there with her dad. Porsha, you cannot erase Dennis out of Pilar's life. And it seems like that's what you're trying to do. Yes, you have this new man, but this new man is not her father. Her father needs to still be included in decision making. Do you know how many women would love to have this problem? It just really makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. He said, okay, well then where are we? She said, well, we need to put it in black and white. He said, okay, I did that. I got you the papers. Since y'all don't want to sit down and discuss stuff and try to work it out. She said, I have no problem with that. He said, okay, well, you were taking too long, so I just did it myself. He said, okay, well, we'll just see what the judge has to say about it. She's like, there's no judge involved. This is a co-parenting plan. She's like, what I wanted was a calendar, to tell you this is when you're going to pick her up and maybe we can switch it out. And sometimes we can do this and sometimes we can do that. Girl, not that baby nub that you tried to give Todd. Didn't she trying to hit you with a baby nub? He wants to be sure that his rights aren't stripped from him. Because, honey, you can't be trusted. She's like, explain what you mean, because that's what I meant. He said, that's a plan. That's a co-parenting plan. That's religion. That's education. I have a say in those things. Portia's like, oh, okay, I know that. But now you want to take me to court to get half or whatever you're trying to do, get half of the custody. He said joint. It's called joint. He said, I need to be a part of the decision making. Like you just popping up and going to London. She was like, no, I have never done that. Now she was sitting there trying to act all calm and cool, honey. But as soon as he said like your trips to London, baby, what'd he say that for? She got pissed. She's like, don't play with me. Do not act like I'm an irresponsible mother when it comes to my child. He said, I didn't say that. She's like, you don't even pay for nothing. You pay for school and that is it. He's like, ain't no shortage of paper on either side of the table. So, I mean, what you need? What do you need? She ain't saying nothing. She's like, I pay for everything. He's like, okay, I don't know what you need. What do you need? She said, well, you don't know what I need because you're not in the house. Girl, what does him being in the house got to do with this? Okay, because I'm sure if you shoot him a text, he will Zelle you, Cashapp you, PayPal you, walk over to your house, drive over to your house to give you whatever you need for Pilar. Girl, you just want him in your bed, okay? Come here, bring that here. Baby, you just want him over there for that. He ain't in your house, but you want him to be, allegedly. So he said, yeah, because I moved out that mother. He said, hey, man, we going to go to court. That's it. That's all. She's like, you're sitting here right now threatening me with court, acting like a typical baby daddy. Well, baby, when she called him a baby daddy, he had enough, honey. Then he got pissed. He was like, wrap this up. Child, a post server was coming out. Porsha was snatching the salad from the woman. She was so mad that she didn't know where to direct her anger. So she was kind of snatching the salad a little bit. And she was like, I'm sorry. And then he was like, man, take that away. I don't even want it, man. I'm done. So the producer tries to come over and calm Dennis down. She's like, just hold on. We'll talk. He said, no, I'm done. I already called my Uber. I'm ready to go. She's like, let him go. What you're doing right here is an epic fail. He said, no, what you're doing is an epic fail. Everybody knows that you're a liar, man. You stupid, bro. I'm done with this conversation. She's like, just let him go. He's done with his grandstand. He was like, this ain't no grandstand. Everybody knows you a liar, bro. We know that. So she's standing over in the corner. He's really trying to threaten me with court. Porsha, it's not a threat, honey. You have to have systems in place. The way that you behaved so erratically in Mexico lets him know that you are a loose cannon. You're liable to do anything, okay? So you can't be trusted. And it's sad because y'all were doing a great job at keeping the courts out of your business, but you don't know how to act. So since you acting like you want child support, just go and go to court and get yourself some child support. Moving forward. The bottom line is both y'all mad. He mad because you moving to the city and you don't want to move to the city with him, and you mad because he moving on. And that's that on that. And that was the end of the episode. But the update reads, Porsha and Dennis are still trying to figure out their co-parenting situation, but they remain cordial. Porsha and Simon moved in but have not set a date. And ain't gonna set one. Y'all comment down below and tell me what you thought about the season finale, honey. It should have said series finale, because if this thing come back, I can only imagine what is going to happen. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.